The grand hall of Kane Industries gleamed with gold and glass as employees gathered for the annual awards ceremony. Cameras flashed, laughter echoed, and the Billionaire CEO, Mr. Leonard Kane, stood proudly on stage. But his mood shifted when he noticed an elderly janitor quietly mopping near the edge of the room. Mr. Walter. "Hey!" Kane's voice thundered. "Not now! You're ruining the photographs." The crowd chuckled awkwardly as Walter froze, mop in hand. Kane sneered. "You've been here forever, yet you still can't do one thing right. You're fired. Right here, right now." Gasps filled the hall. Walter's trembling hands gripped the mop as his face turned pale. He quietly nodded, gathered his worn-out jacket, and walked out without a word. A few employees looked away in shame. Others whispered that it was long overdue. But that night, as the billionaire celebrated his ego, Walter sat alone in his small apartment, staring at an old photo of him standing beside a young Leonard Kane. There was no bitterness in his eyes, only quiet sadness and a secret he'd carried for decades.
The next morning, chaos erupted at Kane Industries. The media swarmed the building. Reporters shouted questions. "Mr. Kane, did you know your janitor owned 30% of your company?" Kane froze. "What?" In disbelief, he rushed to the boardroom, where documents lay spread across the table. Old partnership papers bearing Walter's name. Years ago, when the company was just a struggling startup, Walter had invested his life savings to help Kane launch it. He refused credit or fame, content to work quietly behind the scenes. Walter had never mentioned it again. He chose humility over pride. Moments later, the billionaire's phone buzzed. A message from Walter. It read, "I never worked for you, Leonard. I worked for the dream we once shared. I just hoped you hadn't forgotten what truly matters." Kane stood silently in his office, watching reporters pack up below. For the first time in years, he felt small. He reinstated Walter's name on the company's founder's wall and sent a handwritten apology. The story spread worldwide, not of a janitor's humiliation, but of a billionaire humbled by grace. Sparkle's lesson: never look down on the hands that help build your success. True worth isn't worn in suits. It lives in the heart.